Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla. So, Leo, this is your weekly reading, and I'm picking up a headache. You're over something, you're over a certain situation now, whether this is at work or romantically. Again, guys, remember that these are general readings, but you're you're done with something. You're done with someone. You're just you're just done. Um, it's almost like you're going to continue moving forward. You're going to continue on doing what you want to do. You're going to continue on feeding yourself. Let's put it this way, like that self-love, that self-care. But it's almost like you're no longer determining your worth or your value based on what either one specific person is saying or what other people are saying about you. Because you're done. You may have been in a space, to be honest with you, where you were kind of trying to decipher, trying to figure out when or where, what exact moment did you allow yourself to start caring so much about what other people think, or what other people have to say about you. And it's very weird because it's like it almost creeped up on you. You realize that the more you said, I don't care what people think, I don't care people's opinion, and it wasn't that you were saying it to yourself. It was like you were saying it to the world, whether you were posting it, whether you were constantly repeating it. And it was like at one point, it's like spirit kind of stopped you, like, Leo, you saying that to convince them or to convince yourself? And it was kind of like a whoa, a huge reflection moment for you. Because at one point or another, someone said something or did something that put you in a spot or in a place, let's put it this way, where without you realizing it, you started to care and you started to give way too much importance and too much value to what people thought or people's opinion about how you choose to live your life or how it is or who you choose to be with or etc. And that whole I don't care kept on replaying. It almost became like a chant or a mantra to kind of wake you up that you actually did care, and kind of pinpoint to the exact moment or the exact situation that put you in that place where it was no longer about how you viewed yourself, but so much about like how other people viewed you. And I feel that you had to go through that experience in that way to alert you and to wake you up so that you don't allow that to happen, right? So that you can regain that power and stay within that power within yourself. Now, though there are a few of you that are still within that energy, like, oh, that's BS, that's not true. It is what it is, right? I'm not here to force you. You only take whatever resonates with you. The clarity will come to those when they're ready, right? But realize that sometimes we're constantly repeating something, or we constantly want the world to know how we see certain things or our viewpoints on certain things, because there is a part of you that may want that validation from someone else, may want that validation from other people, especially if whatever the topic is something that is not quote unquote norm, or something that is new to you, something that you're passionate about. And what you have to realize is that when you genuinely allow yourself to be yourself without honestly caring what other people think about you, you will realize that you don't have to say it. You don't have to constantly repeat it to other people. Because you're too busy living your life and what you want to do, the thought of what other people are thinking and saying about you doesn't even cross your mind. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pull out 3 tarot cards. Is there anything else? 3 tarot cards or any confirmation? Anything else? Anything else Leo needs to know? 3 cards. We have 1. And this is not surprising. We have the Queen of Swords, the Page of Wands with the shadow side. This is something that is either being revealed to you. You're seeing something in a different way. You're realizing that, yeah, as much as you didn't want, or as much as you thought you didn't care about certain people or someone's opinion or someone's validation or something like that, you actually did. And the more that you try to resist it, or the more that you try to push it out there, the more and more you were forced to reflect on it, the more and more you were forced to see it. In order to heal that part, and in order to really allow yourself to free yourself from it. And it's not so much more now something that it is spoken, but something that you are actually embodying, right? Because now, moving forward, you're going to be living your life as you want to. You're going to be doing what you want to do. You're going to be with whomever you want to be, without allowing or without having that thought, right? That well, what are people going to think? Well, I don't care what people are going to think. Well, if you're asking yourself what people are going to think, at some level you do care. And facing those shadow sides within ourselves are the hardest, right? A lot of people in general, and not just when it comes to tarot, not just when it comes to anything, like, you know, to spirituality, in every area of our lives, there are things that we want to hide from. There are things that we want to run from because we don't want to face it. We don't ever want to be seen as the bad person, right? We don't ever want other people to think that we have certain thoughts in our head, or that we're vulnerable to certain things, whatever it is that is hidden within your shadow side, right? And the more you run from it, the more it shows without you being aware of it. The more you try to hide it, the more transparent you are when it comes to that specific thing that you're trying to hide. And it's almost like, why try and hide an aspect of yourself? Own it. We are meant here to own every single aspect of ourselves, right? There be some, I be having some crazy conversations with people, and sometimes I do read people a lot, like facial expressions and stuff like that. Not so much thinking about what they're assuming or anything like that, but just seeing people's facial expressions when I say certain things, and they're like, it's almost like their jaw drop, like what? Like they and you know, and I've had people tell me, like, how can you be comfortable saying that in person or saying that out loud? And I'm like, am I not supposed to? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't even cross my mind. Like, if we're talking about any topic, right, it doesn't really matter. And I personally don't really like getting a lot into like religion or politics and things like that, because they're depending on whom you're talking to, there are people that are unwilling to listen, and are unwilling to have a actual conversation, right? So if I'm starting a conversation, or somebody starts a conversation with me, and then it becomes more of somebody trying to force me into their beliefs or force me into their view of things, I cut it off, and I'm like, no, that's not a conversation. You're trying, and I'll say it straight up. I really don't care when it comes to that. Like, I'm very blunt when it comes to my words. And so certain times when I've had people that I can actually conversate with, right, I actually have a conversation with, and they can say their part and I can say my part, and we don't take it personally, right, because their view, their opinion is based on their life and their experience. My view, my opinions are based on my experiences, right? And when there is that mutual respect, there's really no judgment and no fear of saying whatever it is that you see or you feel when it comes to a situation. Maybe you have been surrounded by people that are constantly judging what it is that you say or your opinion. All right, so let's pull out an oracle card. This can be confirmation to the reading, your advice, or something that you need to be made aware of that you're just not seeing. This came out for someone else too. Be bold and make the effort. And Mizina, there's no need to... Mira, there's no need to bark. It's okay. It's like she's not gonna shut up. Zena, please stop. It's okay. You're safe. It's okay. You're safe. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're good. This is definitely when it comes to your shadow side. You're going to have to take that bold step and really face something and stop running away from whatever it is that you're trying to hide from yourself and from the world. That is where this being bold energy is required from you. Let's put it that way. Well, guys, that is all that I have for you for this week. As always, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. Thank you to all of those that have been donating. It is greatly appreciated. And if you have not liked, share, or subscribed, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Mwah. Love you all. Bye-bye.